questions that will come. Right, so I would share my slide. I'll give a short presentation. After that, we'll have an interaction. Very, very important. Just a moment. All right. So I'll situate our discussion today in our context as professionals who would want to stay at the apex of our practice, so that we'll be able to put our discussion in that perspective or in that context. Right. So I'll be presenting on sharpening our professional tools, having GAND CPDs in view. Right. So we have the our professional tools. So usually when we mention profession, we are talking about competence in a particular field of practice. So we have various professionals, and I believe that the nutrition and dietetic profession is a very formidable profession that needs to do all that we can, or that needs to be accorded all the respect every professional body deserves. So I'll be drawing our attention to competence. So when we are looking at professional tools, what we are talking about is that any professional or any group of professionals have specific areas of competence that make them relevant in whichever country or society or region they find themselves. So you realize that when we talk about competence, we are talking about the fact that in that field of care, like in our case, nutrition and dietetics, the professional or the practitioner has or practices based on the current evidence. So evidence-based practice is a key wing of a competent person. So if a competent dietitian or a competent nutritionist is offering service, the service must be evidence-based. Then we have a second leg, very, very crucial, effective communication. It is said that leadership is communication. So if you have all the wisdom in this world, all the evidences that there could be in nutrition or dietetic sphere, and you cannot communicate it to those who need them or who need it, then your knowledge will be of no benefit or no use to humanity or society. So effective communication is an essential aspect of any competent practitioner. Then we have people and organizational skills. Professionals don't work in isolation. Even those who are working at hidden and steep labs, they communicate with their colleagues about their findings and their procedures and protocols. So Any competent professional should also have people skills, how to relate to people, manage people, um, collaborate with people to be able to achieve an end, as well as the organization. You know, we work in organizations. Some of us work in private organizations, some work on their own as private practitioners. Some also work with the governmental organization, the Ghana Health Service, CHAG, the Ministry of Health, hospitals, and some are in the various institutions of training. So how do you fit into these organizations as a professional? Very important skill, very important aspect of your practice that you must have, so that you'll be able to be duly designated as competent. Then we have every profession has ethics and laws that govern it. So we have ethics, direct regulations and rules that govern the particular profession. And we have the law that is within the region or national, international or regional law that govern that profession. And by extension, you know, nutrition it fits into the broader framework of health. So we have laws that govern health, laws that govern nutrition, laws that govern how health, those who provide health or those who propagate or promote health must relate and behave. So the ethics and laws governing any profession are crucial to be known by the professional. And if you don't know them, you may have all the knowledge or the evidences that are available to practice, but if your ethics and law is very weak, we cannot say you are fully competent. Then community, right? So we have individual and a group of people. Individuals put together become a community. So how are we able to relate to the community within which we practice? So the community as in the district or municipal or region or nation or a regional block or the world. So we must have understanding, real knowledge about the community within which we practice. So we have international practice. We have people who are practicing nutrition in US, in Southern America, people who are practicing nutrition in South Africa, North Africa, Eastern Africa. People are practicing dietetics. How do we fit into this broader community of professionals? How do we fit into the community of lay people who rely on us for their need as nutrition professionals? Very, very, very important. So when we say someone is a competent nutritionist or competent dietitian, it is not a mere thing. It is a serious statement that has key indicators to judge whether the use of the word is just or fair, or it is just used casually. So it is very important that we know these key aspects of competence. And leadership. We are in a country where our professional space, we have a lot of virgin areas of practice, but we are the push from the governmental bodies has not been as we had wished. So what do? Are we going to keep our knowledge with us? Can we show leadership from wherever we find ourselves? Can we show leadership in the nutrition front, in the dietetics front? Can we build our leadership skills to the extent that with or without any push, we could still push the nutrition agenda, which eventually may even bring us rewards? As I speak, can you tell yourself, or my audience, can you confidently tell yourself, hit your chest and say, I'm a competent dietitian or I'm a competent nutritionist? Can you say it? And when you say it, will your conscience prick you? How is your leadership acumen like? How effectively are you able to communicate? Whatever you communicate in your professional space, is it evidence-based? Are you able to relate with people? Do you have good people skills, or anybody who comes close to you run away? Are you able to fit into whichever organization you are put in? And do you understand the ethics and the law that govern our profession, nutrition and dietetics, in Ghana, in Africa, and in the world? Do you appreciate the community within which you find yourself, your district, the country within which you are operating, your region, the West Africa bloc, the African community, the entire global nutritional space? Do you understand the community within which you operate? So these are the things that inform any serious professional group to design programs that will build its professionals in these areas, so that we can, whenever we go for negotiations, whenever we are discussing with any outside body, whenever we are writing for sponsorship, we can hit our chest and say, this organization that is speaking to you, seeking for sponsorship for this and that and that, it's a competent organization with competent practitioners, and we are a proud mother body. Very, very, very important. So, having explained these facets of competence, we will now look at why. So I said that these aspects of competence feed into why CPDs are important. So the CPDs either coming from the place of evidence-based, coming from leadership, coming from understanding the community ethics and law, or people and organizational skills, you need, they all come together to decide. They crystallize into the ideas we bring together to make us highly competent in our field. Activity at there. So to also communicate a plan to the Hello, please let's mute ourselves. If we are not speaking, let's mute ourselves so that we can move on well. Thank you very much. So the CPDs are put together. You remember we had to put a CPD announcement asking across the country, which aspect of your field do you think that the knowledge is low, that we need to boost it up? Which aspect of our practice, which aspect of our community, which aspect of our leadership skill do you want us to boost? So a lot of people responded and brought a lot of things. Some of them we have shelved them for the subsequent years, but these, the ones that we published on our pages, are the ones that we are going to have this year. So that, and the purpose is to make us highly competent in our fields. When they call you to come and practice, when somebody comes and visits you at your consulting room, or somebody hires you at his or her private hospital, or somebody comes to consult you to make a meal plan, or have an input into a project. We want to build ourselves with these CPDs to make us highly competent in our various fields. Also, to keep us at the apex of practice. I always say that as a dietitian, if any serious dietitian decides to be out of practice, if you're a clinical, you are in the hospital setting, and you decide not to practice or you don't see any patient, whether outpatient or inpatient, for 3 months, you come back as an ignorant practitioner, because nutritional knowledge and new findings are coming every 3 months. So to keep us at the apex of practice, these continuous professional development sessions are very important to bring us to the apex of our practice. Also, the CPDs are very germane in making us relevant in the local and international health context. So here, in our Ghanaian context, hitherto, only a few hospitals, the big hospitals had practitioners. Hitherto, people will have to go to hospital before they can see a nutritionist or see a dietitian. But recently, you see people going out into the communities, starting their own nutrition and dietetic practice. People are advocating on air. People are advocating on television, radio, on the internet, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So now, I remember when in 2010, I got to Tema General. My first landlady asked me what kind of job I was doing. And I said I was a dietitian. I don't know how she heard it. 2 weeks after, somebody came with a pressing iron to my house to fix it for him. I said, oh, me, I don't fix pressing iron. I said, oh, the landlady said I was an electrician. So even the word dietitian was not even ringing in the minds of people. When you even say people, the woman actually interpreted it to mean electrician. So, but if you look at just about 10 years or 15 years interval, you can now see how people really are getting, everybody wants to speak to a dietitian, everybody wants to speak to a nutritionist, everybody wants to know how they can eat healthily so that if they can prevent diseases, they will not get into those diseases, or they will not get into the disease state. So it's very important that our relevance in the local and international health context should be key. If somebody is traveling from the West or East to West Africa, or coming to Ghana, and the person will need to see a dietitian, will need to visit their specialists, and they would need their diet that has been given to them to be reviewed. Would the person be confident to see a dietitian in Ghana? Would they be confident? So CPDs equip us, makes us relevant in and outside our own sphere of practice. And also, it affirms CPDs when you are somebody who takes part of CPDs. Your commitment to partaking in CPDs affirms to our licensing body, AHPC, that you have what it takes to keep practicing as a professional. So you don't actually only, it doesn't, the points you get from CPDs, they are only the icing on the cake for you. CPDs does better and deeper things for us than only the points, right? So when your competence is sharp, your competencies are sharpened, when you are operating at the apex of practice, all these things, then the icing on the cake is that, oh, as you partook in all the various development, continual professional development programs, you have been sharpened. And this is what I have to show, my point. So Allied Health Council, please give me the green light to go ahead practicing. So this is how it is. Unfortunately, along the line, it has almost become like we do CPDs because we need points to renew our licenses. Not at all. If that becomes the mindset, it defeats the whole thing. That's how come people will do everything to go and even pay bribes for people to give them CPD points they didn't attend, so that they can renew their PIN. If that is the mindset, it means that you are not regarding the people you take care of. If you are an industrial nutritionist, industrial dietitian, industrial clinical dietitian, clinical nutritionist, you don't take your people that you see day in and day out serious if the mindset is that you need points to renew your license. Because truth be told, what we were taught, some of us finished school, started practicing 14 years ago, some 15 years ago, some 30 years ago. What we were taught, right? The curricula they even use has been thrown away. So if we are still relying on these age-old things that we were taught, then we will not amount to anything. We will only be local champions to ignorant people who don't know much about your own profession. But very soon you get one enlightened person in your consulting room, in your community, who will disgrace us. Let's sit up, dear nutrition and dietetic professionals. Let's sit up and see that our CPDs mean more to us than points. Having said this, I would like to just give a summary of our 2023 CPDs that we have slated. I believe that many of us by now would have the schedule, CPD schedule for 2023, and I believe we are seriously working on the speakers. Speakers for March are concluded, but the remaining speakers will be brought to you soon. So we have an exciting CPD year, very, very exciting CPD year. So we have the category A. You know, the CPDs, let me just re-emphasize that. The Allied Health Council, which is the licensing body for allied health professionals now, in their wisdom, by the suggestions of the various professional groups, have realized that if we are coming to show CPD points, that's all we have built ourselves, we have sharpened our skills to be able to practice going forward, then there should be some core things we do that goes to the core evidence-based practice. So we are supposed to show 20 CPD points. Half of it, which is 10 of it, must be CPDs that tackle the core of our work, right? Then that's 50% of it. Then we have so 50%, which is 10. Then we have 6, which is 30%. 30%, which is our which is 6 points, talking about the things we really need to know to work. So you look at the competence, you realize that we had the evidence base. So if I could go back, we had the evidence base here. But look at all these ones. They are not directly about the core knowledge of your profession per se, but without them, you cannot practice. So those ones are the category B, and the category C are some of the skills. That actually looks at the skill set, report writing, understanding people's skills, and how to set up your consulting room well, or your nutrition office well, or dietetic office well. Some of these people and organizational skills also come under the category C. So all the CPDs you see there, you see that we published to the pages, the Telegram page, the WhatsApp page of the nutrition group, the dietetic group. You see that they have been designated with their various categories. So this year we have 20, so a total of 46 CPD points, 46 CPD points for category A. 20 of it are nutrition specific. 16 of it are general. 26 of it dietetic specific. Right? So we have 12 points, which is about 6 CPD sessions for category B, 12 CPD sessions for category C. So if you look at this, we have about 23 CPD sessions for category A this year, 20 of it for nutrition, 10 of it for nutrition, 13 of it for dietetics. We have 6 sessions for general, 6 sessions for category B, 6 sessions for category C. So when you look at the total CPD points, we are having a total of, we are offering as a mother body 70 CPD points. 70. Remember, you need only 20, 10 of which must be category A. So you can imagine if so that 70, you would have the, if you are in the nutrition group, you can have up to 44 CPD points. That is if you participate in all the CPDs you could participate in. Then if you are a dietitian, you can get up to 50 CPD points. But the CPDs are categorized into virtual and in-person. We would have 7 sessions in person. This one will be for the zones, and it will give about 16 points. And all of them are category A. So there's 7 sessions that give 16 points, because one of them will have 4 CPD points. Then 5 of them, 6 of them will have 2 CPD points. So we have 12 CPD points plus the 4 CPD points, getting 16. So please, the northern zone, middle, eastern and Volta, southern zone, then western and central. Please, we want to use the zonal CPDs to build ourselves at our various zones, to get to know all the nutritionists and dietitians that are there. Some of them will be general CPDs. So we have 8 sessions for general. So these general, zonal CPDs, please, we want all of us to collaborate with the governing board and participate in them. That is where we meet face to face. That is where we meet face to face, to have someone from one of the professionals from our zone speaking on the given CPD topic, so that we can have interaction and build ourselves. That one is only with the zones. So you ask, how about how do we meet together? The northern zone, the southern zone, the eastern zone. How do we meet together? Don't worry. The time that all of us meet will be our conferences or our AGMs. And I'm happy to announce that this year, in October, we'll be having our conference of nutrition and dietetics in Kumasi. So this one is just a teaser for you. You'll hear more about it. That's where all of us, all the zones from the 16 regions of Ghana will come, and we'll meet together. So we have 7 in-person sessions, that is zonal, and we have 20 virtual sessions, 20. 8 sessions for category A, 6 sessions for category B, 6 sessions for category C. The category B and C will all be general, because I think the reason is obvious. They are skill set that nutritionists and dietitians, all of us need. And because of the nature of the topics, all of them too are virtual. That's how come the 7 sessions that will be zonal, we encourage everybody to be part of it, so that we build the base of GAND. My dear dietitians, I would wish that all of us will be able to make this 50 points. Don't let us say we need only 20, so we'll miss some. Don't let us say that. If you're able to go through all these 50, your competence will be very much shaped and sharpened. My dear nutrition group members, the 44 CPD points, I will encourage all of us to participate in every one of them so that we get it. I know that by December, when we are, by November and the first week in December, when we are done with our CPDs, anybody who has gone through all these to get the 4450 will know that their professional competence have been actually boosted. Right. I believe that there will be more questions there, but let me finish the presentation, then we come to the Q&A. This is a must know. This is a must know for all GAND members. We have CPD and non-CPD months. CPD and non-CPD months. We have 2 CPDs for the non-CPD month and 4 CPDs for the CPD month. So if you look on the schedule, you realize that some months we have 4 CPDs. Every Wednesday we will have CPD. Then other months we have only 2 CPDs, second and fourth Wednesday of that month. Please let's take notes so that we can schedule or plan our activities appropriately. All members are encouraged to subscribe for the CPD and block. So the 200 cedis that members are required to pay for all the 44 or 50 CPD points a year, we encourage all members to do that. If you fail to do that, and I believe that up to this point, no member of GAND will fail to do that, because we have now situated the importance of CPD in the context of our practice very well. So I know all of us will desire to be part of all the CPDs, and you pay. But those who may not want to join or pay, there's the non-subscription fee of 50 per CPD will apply. Then the list of CPD attendees will be sent to AHPC 1 week after the session. So this CPD, by next week, sorry, my phone disrupted me. By next week, Wednesday today, it will go to AHPC. So please, when you are filling the form we will put in the chat box, please make sure that your AHPC number is well written, your name is well spelled, so that when we are transferring it to AHPC, you will not have any issue with the uploading on your portal. So please, I will encourage all of us to just rehearse our AHPC numbers and make sure that it's in our hearts and our minds, so that when we are just filling the form, we can just put it in. Please, no mistakes with the numbers. And I want all of us to know that we are authorized. GAND is authorized by AHPC to run our CPDs. GAND is authorized to run our CPD. So we have the accreditation from the AHPC to run. So please don't go out and maybe say that, oh, I'm going to do a CPD somewhere, that tomorrow, if they don't upload your point for you, then it becomes our obligation to chase it for you. Please, we have given enough. If for one or two reasons you miss even 1 or 2 of the CPDs, there are enough CPDs for you to get all your points to renew your PIN. And also, not only that, the CPDs are very, very, very important to sharpen your professional competence. I cannot say that enough. thank you very much. I will pause here. I believe that the questions are a lot, and many of us would want to ask questions. I've seen about 6 messages in the chat. I'll check it. Then after that, if anybody want to ask a question, you just raise your hand. Use the emoji to raise your hand, or then I will call you to talk. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. So what is in the chat box is from the GAND Secretariat. And I've seen the GAND CPD schedule there. Those of us who don't have it, please kindly download it from there. Any question? It's time for us to have a chat. Any question? Kindly let me see your hand up, and let's chat. Whilst we wait for questions, I know the governing board members are here. The vice president.
I think Seidu wants to ask a question, because when he said any question, he typed yes. So maybe we can allow him to ask his question.
Okay.
Seidu, please go ahead.
Okay. Seidu.
Yes, good evening, and thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Good evening.
I've registered as a GAN member. I want to find out whether it is possible for us to get a list of membership so that we'll know our status. I remember somewhere 2019, we had some series of Google forms we completed, but there was no way we could check our registration status. And last year, I had to re-register and pay the dues. I received the confirmation and the receipt, but I want to find out if there's a compiled list so that we could have access and then find out whether our names are on the general list. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I think this is well taken, and Madam Secretary is there, so usually I think what we have been doing is to only bring out the members in good standing list, but I think what you are saying is right. We need to make available the list of GAN members and the list of those who are in good standing. All right, so we'll work on that. I think there's a question. Can you explain what makes a session category A or B? Didn't quite get the difference. Okay, Jane. The key difference is that category A CPD is the CPD that is at the core of practice. So let's say if you looked at the evidence competence chart I showed, you have the evidence-based practice. So those knowledge you require to be able to practice your profession, the core knowledge you require to practice as a dietitian, practice as a nutritionist, those CPDs or those programs are category A, right? So category B are the ones that are not core necessarily or per se, but they are necessary for you to be able to practice the core. So that is the getting to know about your ethics, the ethics of your profession, getting to know about the laws that govern your profession, getting to understand the community within which you are and you are practicing, and all those ones are required. They are very necessary to help you to be able to practice or use your core knowledge to impact the lives of people. So that's how come. That's the key difference. I don't know whether, Jane, this is clear. All right, I've seen three participants. I've seen your hands up. But Mavis is asking. I'll come to to allow Abdullah and Co to talk. But Mavis is asking, the in-person CPDs is the on-person mandatory, or would there be an option for virtual session? That one will be determined by the zone. We encourage, because most of the CPDs will be virtual, and because we want to build the base of GAND at the zones, we encourage that we do in-person. That's why it's only 7 sessions for the whole year that we join the in-person sessions. But if for any reason the zone would want to revert to virtual, they may do that on case-by-case basis. Yeah. Okay. So where are the? Just a moment. Yes, Abdullah.
Hi. I think
Abdullah. Hello, Abdullah. No, your voice is very faint. Hello. Okay. Abdul Hafiz Danjuma, please can you speak?
Yes. Thank you and good evening.
Good evening.
Please, I have issue with the registration on the GAN portal. I registered initially, but I tried to log in to update the details. By each time I type in my password, they say the password is incorrect. I try re-registering again, and my email, the feedback I get is that my email, the password is set, but that's what do we call it? Button is always inactive. You click on it for long and nothing happens. So
Okay.
I just want to know if I can get help.
Okay. All right. So Hafiz, I think after the session, you would have to contact the secretariat to help you in that regard. If it's about the registration, yes, the secretariat will help link up to our back end to help resolve that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Adi Collins Apia.
Yes, thank you, Audi, for your presentation. So mine is just a suggestion.
Okay.
Yes, so I want to suggest that when we have a virtual program like this, and then we contributing, so we'll probably introduce ourselves more and where we work or the area we are. So it's a way of also getting to know ourselves, and if perhaps we will need our services, etc., or networking can help in that regard. So I want to suggest that, because I heard Seidu, I didn't know Seidu and where he was speaking, and then some other people as well. So I want to suggest that. Yeah. So I'm calling Sapia from KNUST. Thank you.
All right.
I think I should kick the ball. Thank you.
Sure. Well taken. Thank you so much. Okay. Is there any other hand up here? Okay. How do you, Justine? Justine. Hello.
I actually want to ask that if it's possible in my facility, the hospital sponsors CPD for nursing. And when I accepted the sponsor, they said to send a letter, just as the next. And so I don't know if we can have a list of all the CPD on a letterhead for sponsorship, we can have it done for us.
Okay, okay. So I think your voice was low, but if I heard you right, you are asking if we could put the 2023 CPD schedule on a letterhead so that you can use to request for fund. All right. Okay. So well taken. Well taken. We'll work on that. I know that Ghana Health Service and some private and the Ministry of Health, they pay for CPDs. And now that this one is the whole year, I think it will be easier for them to relate and pay. Okay. Okay. We'll work on that. Thank you. All right. Is there any other? Okay. Okay. So okay. So Hamed is asking, can one do part payment and the rest of the balance later? Okay. Now, so let me explain this. There are two things. You need to be a member in good standing to be able to benefit from the 200 CD subscription for the whole year. Now, we say that this CPD is not necessarily because of the money. That's why the GAND is how do we call it, facilitating it. But it's expensive organizing these CPDs. There are amounts you have to pay to Allied Health Council. There are amounts you pay to the speakers, the various. We have over 50 speakers for this year. There's an amount we have to give them. We have to pay extra amount for our Zoom if we have to go beyond 100. There are a lot of things, a lot of expenditures that go in. So the money we are collecting actually is all going back into the CPDs. So please, what we said or we have said is that the deadline for payment of the annual subscription fee is 7th April. Everybody, even if you are owing dues, do your best to pay this subscription before the deadline. Then take steps to pay your dues latest by the deadline of this GAND year, that is 30th June. If you are owing dues last year, last 2 years, take steps to pay all of it by June so that you'll be a member in good standing. Then all the CPDs you would have taken by then will still count as part of the 200. But if by 30th, we reconcile and realize that you are still owing, you are not a member in good standing, your 200 CDs you have paid will only pay for 4 CPDs because each CPD is 50 CDs. Please help us to be able to help ourselves for the organization to get the respect it deserves, right? So yes, you can do part payment of your dues and pay the rest until 30th June or by 30th June. But the 200 subscription fee must be paid by 7th April. All right, I believe I'm clear. Then from Gloria Nim, so please can I be added to the WhatsApp and Telegram platforms? Okay, so Gloria, okay, somebody has responded. Call Prince, the IT guy at AHPC. Oh, hey, sorry. So please, can I be added to the WhatsApp and Telegram platform? Yes, you can be added. You can be added to it. Kindly when we've closed, call or send a message to the Secretariat line. Send a message, WhatsApp message to the Secretariat line and indicate whether you're a dietitian or a nutritionist. then you can be added to the groups accordingly, right? So yes, you can be added. You can also be added to the Telegram page. So speak to or send a message to the Secretariat line, and this one will be done. Maybe I'm not sure of, I'm not sure I understand what you have written. Can you unmute and clarify, please? Hello, Mavis. Okay. So, please, the attendance list, don't fill it more than once. It gives us a lot of work trying to clean it. Kate says, okay. So, Kate, you can call after the session. You can call after the session. All right.
Please, I've raised my hand again. I don't know whether.
Okay, I'm coming.
All right.
Let me check. Oh, Galaxy A22. I'll come to you. Galaxy A22. Please, who is that? You can speak.
Please, someone raised the issue of applying for funds for this CPD.
Yes.
I don't know if maybe you've discussed that already, or if someone can share the experience as to the right channels to follow in order to.
Where you are with Ghana Health Service?
Yes, please.
Yes. So, and you are practicing as a nutritionist or dietitian there?
Nutritionist, please.
Yes. So kindly, we will send the schedule of the PDs for the year.
Okay.
On a letterhead. When you have it, you print it out. Then you write a memo requesting for payment for your CPDs for the year.
Okay.
We are supposed to be the hospital is supposed to, Ghana Health Service is supposed to develop us. Our professional development is their responsibility. So you write a memo and attach the schedule on the letterhead to it. Then, so I don't know how but if it's a very big place, then you may address it to the administrator, then through to the medical director. Yes, if it's a small place, you can direct it, address it to the medical director straight, and it will be worked on for you.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Galaxy A22, please, who is that? You have unmuted, but I can't hear you. Can you speak aloud? Hello? It's not coming. Oh. Otherwise, you can send a text to the chat box. You can send a text to the chat box. Is there anyone's? Do you have any other hand up? Okay, so I'll go to the text.
Yeah, so how do they do? Can you hear me now?
Yes, Maxwell.
Yes, this is Aldi Maxwell.
Okay,
Yes.
from University of
University
Ghana.
Hospital, yes. Lagos.
Okay, all right.
Yes. So mine is not in relation to the CPD, but
Okay.
it's in relation to the GAN strategic plan for 2020-2025.
Okay.
I realize that we are doing well in terms of professional development and empowerment, but
Okay.
the other arms that would help us to meet our strategic plans are a bit missing. I want to know whether there are plans to look at the other indicators.
Okay.
We had we had some indicators on professional visibility,
Yeah.
the GAN autonomy, I mean, setting up the infrastructure development and all that. I felt it was a very good and detailed plan, which in 2023, I was expecting that we should start working on some of the indicators by now. So I just want to know what's the current update on that.
Okay. The Vice President is online. Dela, please, will you want to say anything?
Would I want to know? But because of the question, I will. So Maxwell, I think it's a very important observation. But I want to make you understand that we have not lost sight of the things that we have scheduled ourselves to do. Visibility is one of the things we are taking very seriously. And if you have checked, you will notice that our zones are beginning to be active, and they're actively seeking professional engagement for radio activities. So that's part of the visibility. We have decentralized the professional visibility activities, and then we have gotten the zones to champion that, of course, with the coordination from the National Governing Board. Beyond that, we also have other things like infrastructure and a few others which you have mentioned. I think that in a more appropriate time, we would read what we will call the state of GAN address, and then we would have that conversation in much detail. But I just want to assure you that we are actually on focus, and unless there's something specifically that you have a suggestion for or interest in, and then maybe I can give a direct answer. But every one of us is responsible for professional visibility, for example. And that's our hope, that every member, dietitian, nutritionist, and students would do just that from wherever we are, through brighten our corner from where we are. The ANLP will say you should lead from where you stand. And that is what visibility is about. We want to make sure that our membership first understands ourselves. So we are doing a lot of visibility among members. We are seeking to make ourselves visible even in the society, and to make ourselves visible in the professional and policy space. So these are places that we have done a lot of inroads. And like I said, in the right time, when we read the state of GAN affairs, I'm sure many of the further details will be shared. So Maxwell, if there's any specific suggestion you want us to respond to, maybe I can take that. Thank you.
All right. Oh, thank you so much. I don't really have a suggestion. I just wanted to know where we are now, and we really appreciate the efforts so far with the team. The team has been able to do. I can really say that there's no doubt that we are seeing a lot of prospects with regards to GAN. So I just wanted to know where we are now and how whether we still have the other core indicators in mind. So thank you so much.
You are most welcome. You are most welcome. And thank you for the concern. I mean, that is what I would recommend for all of us. You know, GAN is a corporate entity. It is not an individual thing. We only grow together when we all take personal responsibility for making that possible. And so I'm really, encouraged by your concern for the strategic plan. And I want to encourage everybody on this call and even beyond to do same. See, you work with somebody who has never heard of GAN, but you know the person has the minimum qualification to be a GAN member. You should be able to just say, look, check out the GAN website, ganonline.org, and do the needful. That is how we will grow together. And I don't know whether it is in this meeting or it's the last one on Monday that conversation came up, that the strength of GAND is in its numbers. And so that is what I think we should all look and seek to contribute to. I see that you want us to share the strategic plan. I don't know if the secretary is in the position to share it immediately, but otherwise we would share it by email to all registered members. And I hope that you will get it, at least in your emails. All right, thank you. Over to you, Prince.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Vice President Mr. Delali Agurudo. Okay, so some of us joined late. I would much appreciate if the recording is shared. Yes, the recording will be shared by mail. So all participants, you remember when you subscribe, these are the privileges you have. Yes, so we'll send the recording to all subscribed mail members to be able to listen to it again. Yeah.
Hi, Prince. Sorry, I'm just apparently what I posted wasn't clear. I was referring to one gentleman mentioned that they were having difficulties logging into their AHCP website and registration. I had the same issue, so I contacted Prince of the council, and he was able to assist him. So I was just letting him know to contact Prince, the IT guy at the council.
Okay.
Thank you.
So okay. So I think the person was actually even talking about our website, the GAND website. That's the yes, he was having a challenge on our GAND website. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. Let me see whether anybody's hand is up again. Harriet, do you have anything to say? I see Habiba Yusuf, ID. Habiba, do you have anything to say? I don't see any hand up. So I believe that we will not have a lot of questions on the page. I believe that all our questions have been answered. Because there's no hand. Okay, I've seen a hand up here. Please, you can speak. Habiba.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Asiedu. Please, I was asking about the attendance. You made mention of filling the attendance not more than once. Please, how do we fill for the attendance, please?
It's in the chat box.
Okay.
We put the form in the chat box. So kindly go to your chat box, you see it there. All right.
Okay, please, I've seen it. I have seen it. Thank you.
Welcome. Howdy, Yannick. Do you have anything to say?
Hello, good afternoon. It was a good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
So I just checked on the GAND online website. I noticed there's a part that asks for you to register for 2022. We're in 2023, so I wonder how that happens to be the case. How about registering for 2023 if you're already registered for 2022? Because I can't become a member now. I'm already a member. As if my facts are right. Yes.
Okay, so is that on the website? It gives you what?
It says register for 2022 or become a member. It doesn't ask you to register for 2023.
Okay.
Or log in to update your registration for 2023. So how do we have that as an issue?
Okay. We'll look at it and address you on the page. So
maybe if I could just highlight the thing. So Yannick, it is the 2023, 2022, 2023 financial year. That's what the registration is about. And that year actually ends on June 30th. And I think Reverend Asiedu made allusion to that. So we are currently in the GAND financial year that will end on June 30th. And that is what we are working with. On July 1st, 2023, the 2023 financial year for GAND will start. So I think that is the clarification you should have. All right, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Vice President.
Thank you for the clarification.
All right. Okay. So I think we've done justice to ourselves, and all those with questions they've asked. There are no more hands. There are no more write-ups in the chat box. So I think we can wrap up and call it a day. So I want to say a very, very big thank you to all of us. I want to say that when GAND becomes very strong and well respected, it means that every nutritionist or dietitian will be respected and will become strong as well. Let's do our best. Our 240 cedis we are paying as dues, our 200 subscription fee we are paying, any monies that we are paying, you must rest assured that the GAND has a very strong financial structure, that all the monies are being catered for very well. And every year, we have, right now that we are inching June, our auditor will come around and will go through our account and audit our account for us. So it's very important that all of us decide and determine that we want GAND to work. We want GAND to be strong. We want GAND to be very respected. When GAND is respected, and when you are putting on your badge, you are holding your professional certificate, you are proud. And when the respect and honor comes, that is where we can now bring our cost of services. We have been working on it, but it's still there. So that when you say, if a GAND member takes care of you, this is the amount you charge, everybody will pay with joy because they respect GAND, and GAND is a credible mother body that all its members are also very credible. Thank you very much for your audience. I want to say a very big thank you to those who have paid their subscription so far. A lot of you are paying. Please, let's keep paying. Deadline is 7th April. And if you are owing any dues, some are owing 2021, 2022, and they haven't paid anything 2022, 2023. Please, it's only, that will be 480. Do your best to pay. When GAND gets more money, we can do more things, and all of us will be the beneficiaries of all the good things GAND could do. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you also to our able Senam for setting us up and doing all the background work for us. Vice P, thank you for your contributions and your input, and all the governing board members who are online. Thank you so much. God willing, next week, a very critical CPD that no nutritionist, no dietitian must miss. working together for a greater impact. GAND Nutrition Group and Dietetic Group. How can we work together for a greater impact? Let's all of us sign up and be there 4 p.m. next week, 29th. And let's all of us partake in it. So that is a general CPD. Then on the 27th, which is the Monday, coming Monday, we are going to have the Dietetic Caucus meeting. All dietitians will be there to discuss matters concerning us and the way forward. So all dietitians on the call, please make sure you join the call 4 to 6 o'clock on Monday, 27th. And every concern you have, please bring them up. And I think it will help us become stronger and better. Thank you so much. I will now hand over to the secretary to close us. Senam, over.
All right. Thank you, Asiedu. Thank you for the presentation. I was going to make the announcement about next week's CPDs, but you've already done so, so thank you. So there's a last question in the chat I want to answer before we log off. Cheryl is asking, if you're not a member of GAND and you paid to join, will you still get your points? Yes, if you have paid and you fill your attendance form once it is there, and we have your name, your AHPC PIN, and your email address, that list is sent to AHPC and you get your points. So if you're not a GAND member and you join us, you still get your points. However, if you're a nutritionist or a dietitian, it is very important that you register to be a GAND member, because it is part of the laws of this land that as a nutritionist or a dietitian, you are registered with a professional body. Thank you. All right, so thank you all for joining us. We've had a successful meeting. So as Asiedu said, we will meet next week, the 27th and the 29th. Please look out for the flyers. The meeting details are on the flyers, so we may not send out any link for next week. The meeting details will be provided on the flyers. So we'll see you next week, and thank you for joining us. I'll be on for a while for those of you who've still not filled the attendance form to do so. So I'll be on for about 5 or 10 minutes. If you've not filled the attendance form, you can do so, and then we can log out. All right. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and thanks for joining. Bye-bye.
Senna, please, I cannot find the attendance form.
I have reshared it in the chat.
Yeah.